G'day guys and gal. I would say the Warhammer community is one of the best fictional based hobbying communities there is. That is because the vast majority of us do not take ourselves very seriously and enjoy a good laugh. Obviously there are exceptions to that rule, but those people generally just rot in a corner, unnoticed and unloved by anyone who has touched grass. I say this because one of the most beloved Warhammer fan works was Alpha Buzz's If the Emperor Had a Text-to-Speech Device series, a parody series of 40k that took a huge shit on the lore, but we loved it anyway because it was great fun. May that series rest in peace. So imagine our joy when Space King, a new series by Flashgitz, dropped, another parody series featuring a pretty solid budget and quality, set in its own universe that is a huge piss take of 40k, but done in a surprisingly fresh and solid way. Yes, it's as awesome as it sounds, but instead of just recapping the episodes, because you could and should just watch them, I thought I would talk about the overall lore to give context to the setting itself, speaking about who Space King is, where could he be, the scale of the setting, its various factions and so on, like an overall contextual video to the setting that our heroes are traveling through. Before we get started, it would be amiss of me not to plug the Natty Plus Ultimate Testosterone Booster in a video where we will be talking about dudes that have such high testosterone that they have ascended beyond the need for women. I'll cut to the chase and keep this brief because I know you guys hate long plugs, but I do have a business to run. High testosterone is great. It gives you more energy, better mood, makes it easier to put on muscle, makes it easier to lose fat, alongside many other benefits. However, injecting testosterone or taking testosterone boosting medications does trigger a ton of side effects. However, there are natural ingredients that are scientifically proven to increase testosterone. Tomcat Ali can increase test by up to 37%, Shilajit can increase it up to 20%, Coleus Foscoli can increase test by up to 33%, Horny Goatweed gives you a stronger penis. So I said fuck it and I combined all of these science-based ingredients into a single supplement at their clinically effective doses to create the ultimate testosterone booster, and holy shit does this boy pack a punch. Zach, a customer of ours, saw a 50% increase in total testosterone. Jonathan, another customer, saw an incredible increase of 77% in total testosterone. Both of these results only took 30 days and we have more tests in progress. Our formula was built from the ground up, we have our own private supply chain, and we actually spent the money making sure the product slapped. Like, I've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on this. So to get 20% off the ultimate testosterone booster as well as any other Natty Plus product, then use the link below or code Majorkill. Today we'll go over the lore of Space King, giving context to this awesome setting to help you better enjoy it and pointing out some comparisons with Warhammer. Let's get into it. The setting of Space King seems to take place on an alternative version of our modern day galaxy, as evident by the opening scene of the pilot being an invasion of our modern day Earth, although it does get a bit confusing as all Psycho Warriors, which are this setting's version of Space Marines, appear to be human, yet are many centuries ahead of our modern day Earth in regards to technology and are invading our Earth, meaning either there are multiple planets with humans or people that look like humans on it, or a subsect of humanity left Earth, became a bunch of extremely brilliant scientists that are also incredibly retarded, and then returned to Earth to harvest little boys. Or maybe that wasn't Earth at all, just a planet that looked like Earth. A bit of a conspiracy explanation, which would piss off a lot of Psycho Warriors, is that Space King was some sort of alien and simply used human stock to create Psycho Warriors due to them being the best suited for it. After all, there seems to be no mortal crew on board Psycho Warrior ships, and they take their orders from a gigantic robot skull. Look, the lore is pretty fresh, it's going to be a bit of a messy video, but I think that is the point. Now that does sound a bit pedophilic, however Psycho Warrior recruitment is extremely efficient and requires young boys to be implanted with globules. This setting's version of Gene Seed. Unlike Gene Seed, which gradually turns a human child into a space marine, a globule instantly transforms a young boy into a fully fledged Psycho Warrior, even overriding their original consciousness with the consciousness stored in the globule, effectively killing the child. This allows them to maintain their knowledge and training, making it take only literal seconds to create new Psycho Warriors, and even allowing Psycho Warriors to be brought back to life on a battlefield, so as long as their globule is harvested and there is a little boy nearby. A Psycho Warrior can only truly die or take permanent damage if their globule is destroyed or damaged. In this setting, Gene Seed is stored in the balls. The Psycho Warriors do however seem to possess a very childlike brain. To be honest, if you just pump an 8-year-old kid full of testosterone and tren, then this is probably what would happen to them. For example, when a squad of Psycho Warriors goes up against an alien spider chick with huge tits, they are fascinated by her laser boobs, and really struggle to work their way past that. After all, they may hate aliens, but they also aren't gay, except for Hate Monger. They are also extremely impulsive and just seem to do things without thinking them through, resulting in a lot of fuck-ups and a lot of dead Psycho Warriors, which is offset by the fact that it takes literally 3 seconds to create a new one. The Psycho Warriors themselves are split up into multiple distinct legions. The captain is from the Star Defender Legion, which is like the Ultramarines of the setting. Bryce is from the Space King Legion of Flame, which are like an Iron Hands parody. Hate Monger is from the Beholders Legion, which is a parody of the Black Templars. Chestnut is a Medicare from the Star Defenders Legion, a parody of Warhammer's Apothecaries, and is responsible for recovering his teammates' globules when they inevitably die, while there is also numerous other legions that appear, such as the Coagulators, who are Blood Angel parodies, or the robed Psycho Warriors, who are like Dark Angel parodies, and show a remarkable level of common sense for a Psycho Warrior legion. As for the galaxy itself, it is full of horrors and abominations, reality warping Xenos, horrifying AI monsters with near infinite power. There doesn't yet seem to be a parody of chaos, however the series is very new, so I'm sure we'll see some hellish demonic forces soon enough. It definitely has more of a Great Crusade era vibe, where the enemy is more or less just horrifying aliens, and the Psycho Warriors are obscenely numerous and powerful, able to afford fuck up after fuck up without slowing down. Now the Psycho Warrior Empire does seem to make use of other non-Psycho Warriors within it. For example, in episode 2, our team of heroes is sent to try rescue the son of a Grim Lord, which seems to be some sort of high-ranking mortal officer, with the son being taken by the Coagulators during a recruitment drive gone wrong. However, it's implied that the Grim Lord isn't exactly part of the Psycho Warrior faction, more so an ally united by their mutual hatred of aliens. Psycho Warriors have also been shown to assist other humans and try to save them, so there does seem to be some sort of loose human Galactic Empire situation. Oh yeah, and the Psycho Warriors really fucking hate women. During recruitment drives, whether by accidental collections or out of spite, the Psycho Warriors will massacre little girls, throwing them into volcanoes. Whilst any time a female Psycho Warrior is created, a galaxy-wide alert will go out, summoning all Psycho Warriors to destroy the female Psycho Warrior and whoever created it, even though the female Psycho Warrior is so pumped full of testosterone that they are basically a male. Which was always my take on why female Space Marines are redundant, because the process of turning them into a Space Marine literally removes anything that made them originally female. Psycho Warriors will literally abandon battles in progress or even sabotage their main quest of finding Space Marine in order to do this. Speaking of which, the Psycho Warriors' only real purpose is to try and find Space King, beyond just hating women. Every legion is constantly searching for Space King in some way, as most of their quests revolve around finding Space King artifacts in the hope that when Space King returns, he will reward whoever collected the most artifacts. Some artifacts are impressive, like a glowing statue containing a shard of Space King's soul. Others could literally be a cum rag he used once. But who the fuck is Space King actually? Well, beyond him obviously being a parody of the God Emperor. Well, the answer is kind of cooked, and I also think it might be a bit dark. This series drops a lot of hints that Space King wasn't a super swell guy, and he got into a lot of shit. Yes, he was powerful as hell, with him building the Psycho Warrior Empire and making them feared across the galaxy, but he also seemingly got himself into shit as well. He was once bitten by an alien bug, which gave it hive mind consciousness and eventually allowed it to subvert an entire Psycho Warrior legion, the Coagulators, into becoming subservient to the hive mind, which ironically actually made them a lot nicer than most other Psycho Warriors. The entire legion was purged for this sin. All Psycho Warriors also hear what they believe to be Space King's voice in their heads. However, the voice always validates their feelings and tries to remove any doubt, making it seem more like some sort of side effect or even intended effect of the psycho indoctrination they receive when they become Psycho Warriors, further causing them to be impulsive and self-righteous. This is evident by Bryce attacking his fellow Psycho Warrior Terry out of jealousy and because the Space King's voice told him to do it. I mean, after all, they aren't called stable warriors. Each Psycho Warrior Legion has their own version, almost religion, of where Space King is and what he is doing. The Beholders believe Space King is on the hate march, whatever the fuck that is. The Coagulators believe Space King died and was reborn and now walks the blood trail. But those guys are fucking crazy, even by Psycho Warrior standard, and they are now all dead. In Space King's absence, High Command controls the Psycho Warrior legions, with each legion having their own High Command, which takes the form of a gigantic robot skull. It can be assumed that Space King created a High Command for each legion to guide the Psycho Warriors, since they are pretty useless by themselves. The Star Defender's High Command is quite balanced, stable, and scolds his Psycho Warriors for their recklessness, whereas the High Command of the Coagulators is constantly screaming and full of blood, likely due to its wiring being fried by all the blood stuck in it, as well as it being corrupted by the Broodmine alien. Now that gives us the overall lore strokes, but there are still plenty of fun bits of lore we can go over now. Hate Monger is different from other Psycho Warriors. His globules look like that of an alien instead of a human. He never opens up his helmet despite all other Psycho Warriors doing so, and he is extremely Puritan in his belief and dedication to Space King, whereas the other warriors love Space King but happily bend the rules to follow their own impulses. The captain also confronts Hate Monger and says he knows his secret, which unnerves Hate Monger, which basically never happens. So I would say Hate Monger is likely an alien and acts extremely righteous and loyal to Space King to try bury the shame of his true form. Psycho Warriors need to be heavily stimulated often and get bored extremely easily. It's so bad that if they get bored enough, they'll just straight up kill themselves, as evident by all the dead Psycho Warriors who couldn't figure out how to kill an AI, so eventually just gave up and ended their own lives, with the rest of them dying of boredom. Despite the power of the Psycho Warrior Empire, humanity is still an empire in decline. This is proven by the existence of the God Weapon AI, a gigantic godlike being who is the last of his kind, with the rest of them having died out. They were originally created by humans when humans were more advanced. The entire Psycho Warrior faction may actually be fucked, since Hate Monger taught the AI how to hate, and then the AI decided to hate the Psycho Warriors for their many horrific actions against other species. The AI can create legions of invulnerable robot warriors and is itself a behemoth who cannot be killed by mortal means. So So yeah, once the AI god decides how to punish the Psycho Warriors, they could be pretty screwed. The Space King series is self-funded via Flashgitz's Patreon and merch sales, so if you want to support them, that is where you would go. I'd also love to do an official line of miniatures with them as well. Flashgitz, if you see this, check your email. If you enjoyed the video and you want to support the channel, then pick up the Natty Plus Ultimate Testosterone Booster. Code Majorkill for 20% off. Hit the subscribe button, hit the real subscribe button for more psychotic content. Join the Discord for more memes, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.